There's a lady called Christine who's been running a domestic abuse service for quite a long time, and she's really just been focusing on um, working with male perpetrators, trying to change their attitudes and their behaviours. But for a variety of reasons, she decides that she wants to branch out and start supporting male victims as well. And the core of the play really is you kind of drop in on two guys that are sitting in the waiting room of the service, waiting for her to arrive because she's running late. And you're not 100% sure of whether or not they're there as perpetrators or victims. You just kind of hear them talking about their experiences. So I'd say for the first third of the play, the audience is kind of left to make up their mind as to which category they fall into. So we came up with this concept, and we thought, we're going to do great guns on this. Everyone's going to want to show it because it's never been done before. And then literally, like, we sent the script out, and every theatre, with I think about 3 exceptions, were just like, no. And the feedback was always the same, which is, we like the writing, we like the concept, but sorry, like, we don't really want to be associated with it. So when we took it out on the road, with the exception of sort of 2 or 3 places that were willing to show it, what we found was that most of our audience consisted of health and social care practitioners. And they responded to it really well. And in fact, the final performance we did was for Rushmore Council's domestic violence network. And we had like this huge turnout from like the MOD, the Army Welfare Unit, the NHS, loads and loads of practitioners. And because we always followed up each performance with a Q&A session, I think that lasted pretty much about as long as the performance itself did. So when we kind of stepped away from that, the view we had was, we can either keep trying and failing to take this out to theatres, or we can just go directly to health and social care teams. So we restructured the play as something that, a council could buy in, that we could then perform in a sort of a non-theatrical environment. And I think literally probably about 2 weeks before the lockdown hit, we'd pulled together a pricing stream system, and we'd had like an email list of all these places we were going to approach, and then like we couldn't do it anymore. So at that point we thought, well, how do we take this forwards? And that's where the idea to do it as a radio drama came from. And like, part of our motivation for doing this is, like, alongside doing the radio version, we've been working on like reconfiguring the script as a screenplay. If theatres or filmmakers are worried that this might be harmful to women or to female victims, let's talk about that. Are there problematic aspects of the play? How could we reconfigure it? Is there anything we could do differently?